Hey, Ed here with Ed Fairden Coaching. Hope you're all doing well today. I just got off a coaching call and the topic was around self-esteem, and I thought it'd be a really good topic to talk about today. And so let's do that. Every When we're little, I want to break this into two sections. One is how do we get low self-esteem, and two, how do we repair it? So the first, I'm going to net this out. The first part, how do we get it? I want you to think of when we're little, the thing we need the most is a parent that has our back and that we feel safe, that we can always return to them and say, Daddy, this happened to me and I'm really scared, or Mommy, whatever. And they just look at you and reassure you that everything's going to be okay, but they don't try to fix it. They say, are you scared? Are you sad? Are you afraid? And where do you feel that in your body? And and do you feel safer now that you and I are talking, and those kinds of things. Excuse me. What will happen though is parents, if they're only as good as what they learned themselves or have gone out and trained themselves to do. So this is not about making anybody wrong, just so you're clear on that. But often what parents will do is they'll feel scared for their child, and they come from a place of fear and they want to rescue the child. Well, because they're coming from a place of fear of trying to fix the child or to save the child, they're actually seeing that child as a victim in that situation. And that's not what you want to do. What we want to do is, if we're parents, is we want to see that child as capable of handling a situation, even though they're not mature enough or ready for that. But we still want to have the energy that I see my child as capable, and then teach them, and that's the next step that we'll get to in a second, teach them how to be resilient in the world. Teach them how to go out and explore. Teach them that their conclusions that they're drawing are very limited, and they need to expand the conclusion that they're drawing. So let's look at that for a second. So a parent, I come in, I'm scared, I hurt myself out on the playground, I come in. So the healthy parent would squat down and say, tell me what happened. I tell them. They say, well, are you okay? Let's look at that. And it looks like you're okay. Are you feeling better now? And so I'm not trying to fix it, but I'm letting them know that I'm reassuring them that I'm there for them and I have their back. And then they say, well, what do you think you could do? A healthy parent would say, what do you think you could do next time to stop that from happening? Now I'm teaching them to be thinkers. I'm teaching them to reflect. I'm teaching them to be capable and to learn from their lessons in life instead of giving them the answer. And then they say, well, yeah, I could not go so fast, or I could hang on tighter, or something like that. And say, good, go do that. And then let me know how it turns out. Come back and tell me later. So now that child runs off and they go do their thing. So that's the healthy version. The unhealthy version is the parent projects their own history onto them, like, what the heck's the matter with you? Don't you know, can't you do anything right? Or, I told you not to do it that way. Or they shame them. They beat them up for doing it the way that they wouldn't do it, or that, they didn't listen to them from the first time or the third or fifth time that they came to them crying. So that way is a broken model, that second way. We don't want to do that to people. So if we look at that version, there's a portal right there to helping us heal ourselves. So what we can do is act like the parent to ourselves at any moment from this day forward. We can say, let's say that I'm feeling scared about something, that I can stop, close my eyes, go inside, squat down, look at myself and say, what are you scared about? Well, I'm scared that I won't survive with online, with this new market, with all the businesses closing down. Okay, and where do you feel that in your body? Well, I feel my stomach feels tight, my chest is tight, and my heart's beating really fast. Great, and what's the belief that you have? Well, that I'm not good enough, that I'm not capable enough. Okay, great. And where do you feel that in your body? So what you're doing is you're exploring with yourself the experience of being scared and feeling insecure. And then you might ask the question like, and what do you think you can do to explore this until you get enough information that actually tells you what's really true. Because that's what's happening. We're future pacing. We're drawing a conclusion. It's fatalistic. It's got negativity embedded in it because of our upbringing, and we're going to create a vicious loop of staying stuck, which keeps our self-esteem in the gutter. But instead, what we want to do is, one, explore the current experience and say, well, I really don't know what will happen if I do X, Y, and Z. So let me go explore that, and let me just come back and say, how did that go? And trust that it's okay to explore. It's okay to experiment. And hopefully you're getting the point. So to net it out, when we're little, we're going to unconsciously repeat the same things that happened to us about the learning model that we got when we were little kids. And what we want, if we don't like the way that turns out, if we have low self-esteem, then we want to change that learning model. We want to actually be loving to ourselves when we're scared and we're afraid that we can't do it. So we want to pause and take time with ourselves to work through the sequence being first acknowledge that you're scared and that you're insecure, and make sure that that young part of you hears the adult part of you gets it. All right, so that's step one, is to squat, close your eyes, squat down and say, hey, what's going on? What are you scared of? That's the first step. Second step is to show empathy and to say, yeah, man, I can really tell that you're scared. Your heart's beating really fast, your gut, you feel like you got socked in the gut, and I can tell that's really painful for you. Notice in step two, I'm not trying to fix it. I'm just acknowledging, I'm empathizing with myself. And then I might ask the question to myself, well, what can we do different to explore this, to see whether or not what we're thinking is actually true? So there's curiosity, there's exploration in there, which is the secret to untangling the whole mess in the first place. So I could agree to myself, say, well, okay, let me explore this. Let me go out and actually test my theory that XYZ is going to happen, and maybe it won't happen. And then I'll come back and see how that works. So basically what you're doing is you're reparenting yourself, you're reorganizing your thinking. The next time that something like you start shrinking or you start feeling like you're not good enough, you can go through this process and start rebuilding your ability to notice that that you don't have to shrink. You can move into exploration. Then when you go out and explore and you try things, you'll start getting feedback that said, hey, that wasn't so bad. Next time I'll tweak it this way a little bit, or tweak it this way, and then let's see what happens. All right, so there's a guy out there with a leaf blower that's starting to get loud, so I'm going to end this video. Hope this was helpful. Let me know what questions you have. I know I kind of blasted through this, but hopefully you're gaining something from this and you can use it in your own life, and feel free to share it with others. If you're interested in doing a free session with me, I got a couple of openings this week for a couple of people. Go to my website at edfarragon.com, and there's a button you'll see just right there on the page. It says free 60-minute session. I'm not going to try to sell you something. I will give you a real session just so you know the kind of work I do and what it's all about and how it works and how quickly it works, and you'll get an experience. So anyway, many blessings. Hope this was useful, and enjoy the rest of your day.